Good morning, YouTube. This is Amy Wiswell with Teaching with Mrs. Wiswell, and today is Monday, October 24th. And I thought I would take you along in a day in the life for a couple of reasons. One is I was out all last week with COVID, like all week. I stayed until 2 a.m. on Sunday evening last week writing sub-plans because I wasn't prepared for COVID. And I had planned to do my sub-plans on Wednesday because it was a half day. And so yeah, there's that. And I'm here really early. I got here at 5:15. Contract hours don't start until 7:30. But I just felt like I had a lot to do. Having a sub for a week, and with a sub shortage, it wasn't really a sub. It was an interventionalist coming in, and then I did have a sub for 2 days. So it was just crazy. And I left so much because I figured busy kids are good kids. So I clearly overplanned. But I'd rather overplan than underplan and have someone have to think on their feet. So they didn't get through a quarter of what I left, and they didn't get through anything substantial. Anything I left that was worth anything, they weren't in a place to do it, like a writing activity or something. So I feel like I lost a week, but that's okay. I can make it up on the other end. My beautiful scope and sequence will still work. I just need to tweak it a bit. So I'm stuck wearing a mask. I'm actually lucky. I only have to wear a mask today and tomorrow. I'm mask free, on Wednesday. So that's good. So yeah, I just thought it was going to be a good day to take you along because it's going to be probably busy and the kids are probably going to be a little off the wall because I'm back, and it's the week before Halloween and we have a lot of fun things planned, like nothing crazy. I'm not doing anything crazy until Friday and Monday. Wednesday we're doing our pumpkin explorations, but so I might turn this into a week in the life. I don't know. We'll see what happens, how much footage I get. But I have task cards for math and they're Halloween themed. So I try to put little bits in without making them go off the rails. I'm excited to be back. I really miss them. And that feels really good because it was a rough start to the year, if I'm being honest. And I think it's typical, to long for your previous class, because when they leave you, they're fourth graders, or when they leave me, because I'm a third grade teacher, they're fourth graders and they know the routines and they know your style and your expectations. And then you get this whole new group of kids that are just babies. They're second graders. And with COVID, they're first graders. So you got to find your jive, but each one of them is just taking a piece of my heart, for sure. And they're so awesome, and they just bring such joy to my life that I'm already head over heels for them. They're so good in so many ways. They bring so much, they just have such character and fun, and I know what makes them tick, and they're starting to realize what makes me tick, and it's just kind of neat. And to be out for a week in October and miss them and wonder if they're doing the right thing and if they're being respectful to the substitute, and it's you're their mom. They're my adopted kids. It's when I send my kids off on a play date, I'm all right, do this. It's be kind, be respectful, be responsible, so you want that for them. And does anyone else feel that way? I don't know. I've always felt that way about all my classes. Even it was worse when I was a kindergarten teacher and didn't have my own kids. Like those were my babies. But yeah, it felt good to miss them a little bit. On the days I could be awake enough to miss them, because my God, COVID is no joke. I know it's not a joke, but I was so tired. I mean, I had a cough and a little bit of cold symptoms, but like just, I was so tired. I could barely make it from the couch to the bed and back. Like it was a rough, probably solid 3 days of just like, I thought I was run over by a truck. But, I digress. So I'm here this morning because I'm cutting task cards, and I want to get things prepped for Wednesday because I have 2 parent volunteers coming in, so I want everything to run smoothly. And yeah, I'm just gearing up to see my kiddos. So I will take you along with me, and we'll see how often I can check in through the day. All right, thanks. See you in a bit. Bye. Hi there. So it is now just about 10 o'clock. My kids are at special, and I thought I would check in. It's been, as predicted, a difficult morning. Just getting back in the swing of things. They've had a week kind of to not have high expectations. So just getting them back into the routines of learning and what my expectations are, and that we're not just drawing all day or whatever it is that went on to keep them, entertained and at bay. Now it's time to go back to work, and that's hard. And I expected it to be a hard transition. I have a couple kiddos out, and so that's helpful on some level. They all loved my pink hair and they missed me as much as I missed them, it sounds like. So that was pretty special to hear them talk about during morning meeting. And so I didn't film during math because it was a little bit chaotic. We did a scoot, like a Halloween themed scoot, using various multiplication strategies. And it was really, some of them were difficult and they had to stretch their brain, but they did a pretty good job. And then we played 99 math for the first time today. And it's kind of like Gimkit, but less gamey. So I really liked it. This group is pretty competitive, so I was a little apprehensive to play a game like that with them, but they did great, and they gave each other just round of applauses when, whoever came in first. So I really like 99 Math. I think it's free. I know it's free right now. I don't know if it's just a trial or what have you, but yeah, so I tried to stretch their brains again and gave them a little bit harder. Like the first trial one was like just a simple addition. And then I tried to bump it up and I got some flack for that. But we will slowly build up and as we build our stamina and learn the game and how to do it. I encourage them to take out their whiteboards, but of course that slows them down. So they wanted to beat the time. And so, it's like anything else. But I just wanted to check in, and I often forget to pick you up during the day. So I wanted to let you know where we stand with that. They'll come back. They didn't read The Witches, so we will read some of The Witches, and if not finish it today, we'll finish it tomorrow. And all right, that's where we're at. It's mismatched day, by the way. I'm wearing polka dots and plaid and mismatched shoes because this blouse or t-shirt is a little loud, but it's Spirit Week, so I don't look half as ridiculous as some of my coworkers. All right, talk to you later. Bye. It's Tuesday, October 25th. It is currently 6:45. I'm still in my classroom. And this is my first time I've had an opportunity to check in with you. If that's saying anything. If my looks are saying anything. No, today was a good day. We just, it's hard coming back after being gone a week, and it's hard coming back and still not feeling 100%. And it's hard coming back for the kids because now I have expectations of them. And so I'm just really like, and so tonight I'm staying late because one, I have 2 parents coming in tomorrow to volunteer, which I'm so excited about because we haven't been able to have parent volunteers due to COVID. And I'm excited to do our pumpkin investigations. And I think the kids are going to have a great time with it. I think that the parent volunteers are going to have a great time. I'm thankful to have 2 extra sets of hands. Because sharp knives and kids kind of scare me. So I'm embarrassingly cleaning my classroom so I'm not embarrassed when I have parents. It's like when you're having a party, you need to clean your room. You need to clean your classroom. It's not that my classroom is messy. I mean, it's just lived in. That's what I call my house. It's not dirty. It's just lived in. There's piles, and more piles. Oh, and some piles over there. So I don't know if you could see that pile on the floor. So yeah, so I'm just here kind of putzing around and getting some things done. I also have some grad school work to do, which isn't technically due till tomorrow, which if you know me, it would be, pretty early for me to start that. So I'm probably not going to stay too late today and work on grad school. I'll probably just stay late tomorrow and work on grad school. Because that's how I roll. I do my best work under pressure. It's legit. I don't know why. I just do. Oh, you might be wondering why I'm wearing a Batman shirt. It's Spirit Week at school. I had a black tutu on too, but I lost it. I didn't lose it. I mean, I took it off once everyone went home. I have leggings on. Yeah, so I thought I would check in and just touch base and see where I'm at. Something I did that was totally random, a time sucker, and not really good use of my time was make new posters for my library of characters from famous children's books, or popular, maybe not famous, but popular children's books. And I think I might put them in my TPT store for either free or pretty cheap. Because I saw some in TPT, and one, the background was too busy for me, and 2, some of them had words on them, and 3, they were like $10. And I was like, you can do this yourself. Besides the fact that Jared is my husband, he's kind of been encouraging me not to spend so much money on TPT for the past year. But we might have had to come to a Jesus talk about TPT. So I'm trying to be good. It's really hard. It's instantaneously gratifying. I'm oh, I want to do this activity. I don't have to do anything. I'll just hit a button. Boom, done. Oh, pumpkin volcanoes. I don't even need to create a sheet. Boom, done. So I'm working on it. So I didn't buy the $10 character posters. I sat and made them this afternoon after everybody went home. So maybe I'll share them here once I get them printed. And I think I'm going to print them 2 to a page or even 4 to a page, because I just have a small, I mean, it's not small, it's on the wall between my bulletin board and like the shift from the ceiling. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to what I was supposed to be doing, which is not blogging. But I said I was gonna do a week in the life, so I needed to do a week in the life. And so here's my week in the life. It's Tuesday. I'm sorry it took me till 7 o'clock. I'm sorry I haven't got any teaching clips up, but we're not doing a whole lot. We're just really trying to relearn how to be a student, which makes me feel badly because it's my fault. I mean, it's not my fault, I was sick, but I don't know. I feel like we lost some ground, and we couldn't afford to lose ground. So, like, yeah, how do you deal with the teacher guilt? Leave me a message below. I got mom guilt, I got wife guilt, I got teacher guilt. Clearly I was raised Catholic. Is that appropriate to say? I don't know. No, I do. It's legit. I have a little bit of guilt because I want my kids to be successful, and they're already, you know, I don't want to say behind, but they're COVID babies, and but not babies. Kindergarten was their COVID year, and they're just lower than I would like them to be. I mean, I've made peace with that because that's out of my control, and I'm just meeting them where they're at, but it doesn't make it any less stressful. I want them to succeed and do well, and they do. Like, their test scores were great. They just did state testing last week while I was out, which I was appreciative that my principal did it, because otherwise we would have lost a week of instruction with me being out and then 2 days of instruction for testing. So kind of we womped it together. So they really only missed an additional 3 days of instruction. So I feel good about that. But they scored pretty well. So that says nothing to me. That's all last year. And but it still makes me feel happy that they did well. And we'll just rock it in the spring, and then that will be about me. So, all right. Yeah, I probably won't touch back in with you tonight. I'll say that and then I will, but I usually say I will and then I don't. So, just assuming that'll be the opposite. But no. I'm gonna go get some work done and clean up the clutter and prep for tomorrow because I'm super excited. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Hi there. So it's still Tuesday night, and I told you I'd be back, even though I said I wouldn't be back, because that's how it rolls. And it's to the point that it is 9 o'clock now. I've done some productive things, some not so productive things, and now I'm at the point where I need to get my act together. So I just texted my husband and said, don't wait up for me. I'm probably going to be here until 11. That's my reality right now. And I'm debating to make the pile or not. Those of you that watched my summer vlog, I made a pile. I took a play from, what is her name? Something Adventures. Oh, I can't think of her name. If I think of it, I'll link it below. She's super fun, and she makes big piles and then puts everything where they go. So she'll take everything that's out of place in her classroom and make this huge pile. Well, I did that this summer, and the pile lived in the middle of my floor for, I'm not kidding you, 3 weeks. I don't have 3 weeks. It needs to be done tonight. But I also don't have, I'm not setting up a classroom, so I don't have that kind of stuff. but I just like have little piles everywhere, it seems, and I want my counters clear. So I think I'm going to make the pile, the dreaded pile, on my rainbow table. And I think I'm going to hide everything in a file cabinet. I'll regret that decision when I'm looking for things and can't find it, or when I have to take the time to undo everything that I've hid, but I can do that this weekend if I have to. To make the pile or not make the pile. I made an anchor chart. I organized my erasers because that needed to be done. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Should I do it? You can't tell me. I'm making the pile. Want to come with me? I could put you on fast forward. No, I'm not going to take you with me. It'll slow me down. And I want to go home because I'm tired. And I have a meeting tomorrow morning. And I need to be on my A game. I'm still debating making the pile. Oh, I arranged my books too because, that needed to be done. No, that really did need to be done because I had stacks of them on my bookcases. So I put those away. And it's 9 o'clock, and literally 9 o'clock, and I'm drinking an energy drink. So there's that. So I probably have time to clean up everything. Okay, I'm going to make the pile. Bye. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 26th, and it is my third day vlogging for a week in the life of a third grade teacher vlog. And I think this might be the most successful I've ever been in trying to get a weekly vlog up. I'm here bright and early. I do have a meeting this morning, and another teacher is going to cover for me. And then I have my parent volunteers coming in for our pumpkin investigations. I'm basing it all basically off of this book, How Many Seeds in a Pumpkin? And I was going to read the book prior to doing our investigation, but it'll give it away if I do, because we want to make our I'm blanking on words this morning, but we want to make our guess, I can't think of the word. I'm trying to think of the scientific word for guess. Anyway, it's really early still. But basically make their guess on which pumpkin. We have 3 sizes, a large, a medium, and a small, to see which pumpkin will have the most seeds. And in the story, it tells you. So I'm going to read the book after we do our investigation. I'm also planning to do a pumpkin volcano probably on Friday. They're going to paint their pumpkins on Friday. We're in 3rd grade now. Everyone's done the measurement and does it float? So I'm just trying to think of things that they haven't done before. We're going to make our catapults and our candy corn structures and things like that probably on Monday. And, try to make it a little bit fun, but not so fun that it gets crazy, because they're going to be all excited for Halloween, and as they should be. And I still need some structure in our day. So that is my plan. My room looks amazing, and it's all a facade because I literally piled things upon piles and put them in a filing cabinet that was empty. So I'm going to pay for that this weekend when I have to undo it all to plan for next week. But it feels good to have a clean slate. I needed my rainbow table cleared off. I needed some surfaces so that I could have places for everyone to set up their stations. And so is anyone else? I'm just like a pile maker. I'm a pile maker at home too. I leave a trail wherever I go, and I don't like it. And I try to put systems in place to alleviate it, and they work to some extent. I mean, I'm not a complete slob, but it just happens. Like behind me gets piled with stuff, and behind me over there gets piled with stuff, and my desk gets piled with stuff, and my rainbow table gets piled with stuff, which makes it really hard to do small group or one-on-one because I'm constantly moving piles for kids. So I'm gonna really work on that. I went back to a filing cabinet system. I got 2 delivered this week. I had originally ditched them, but I'm hoping that will help with some of the paper flow, because as much as I want to be digital, I'm just not there yet. And until I can take on that huge undertaking, which is probably like a summer project, I need the paper files. I'm not completely committed to digital. Almost everything I have is digital too, but there's something about when I'm planning, going through my October bin, and so I had it in bins, but the bins were hard to access because they were on top of my cabinets, which was great for the storage and it looked good, but it wasn't really conducive to, accessing the materials quickly. I'd have to stand on a chair, balance a 25-pound file box on my hands. So I made the switch back to the file cabinets. I'm probably going to cover them with contact paper. They're in great condition. They're just that putty color. And yeah, so there's that. But I'm going to get some things done and copied for the day, and I will check back in with you later. Have a good one. Bye. Hi there. It's me again, and it is Thursday, October 27th. It is way late. It is 8 o'clock, and I'm still at school. I had some grad school to do. And I want to prep some activities for tomorrow that you can probably hear printing. We're doing a pumpkin volcano. I've never done it before, but I'm excited to try it. I think it'll be highly engaging for my kids, and they're just so into hands-on learning, and I just think it will. Oops, I didn't set up my tripod, so we might just have to deal with that falling. So yeah, today was a good day. I'm really tired. I'm getting ready to head out, but I just wanted to pop in because I'm determined to video every day this week. It was just a crazy start. I didn't come in really early like I usually do, and I was still here, 45 minutes early, but usually I'm here an hour and a half early. I had an observation today, an unexpected, but kind of expected because it's the end of the month, and my principal does walkthroughs monthly. But it went really well. It was probably one of my better observations. I mean, they're always good, but I took a minute to look through my past observations, even from last year, and this was just a really positive one. The kids were on. I felt like I had to think on my feet a little bit because I was going to do a Halloween activity instead of our traditional math stuff, but I had it all prepped, so I just had to kind of switch gears. But it went off without a hitch. So that was good, and I love the immediate feedback my principal provides. If she comes in, you have your observation notes within, I think it was within 15 minutes today, but it was very quick. So that's good. I have a lot to do this weekend. I have a lot of grad school work due. I have to lesson plan. I'm out Friday and Monday for conferences, 2 different conferences. One is on PBIS, which I'm really looking forward to. The breakouts were sent to us today and they look really great. And oh my God, this is so annoying. And then on Monday, I'm going to one on restorative conversations, which is something I'm implementing this year. So I think that'll be really great too. I love that my district is so supportive of, providing us with substitutes when we can get them, and encouraging us to go to conferences and they're paying for my grad school. So they're really about, bettering ourselves and continuing education. So that's great. So yeah, my kiddos had a great day. We're going to do what I've planned, haunted house, multiplication haunted houses tomorrow. And like I said, the volcano and empathy is our trade of the month. So we'll be doing some activities regarding that. And I'm on a TPT spending freeze. So yeah. So I have to make my own worksheets. So I'm working on that right now. Just working on a sheet to go with my pumpkin volcano activity. Maybe it'll encourage me to put more in my TPT to sell if I have to make some all. No, it was really out of control. Like, we're not talking hundreds. We're talking thousands of dollars. Like, yeah, it's not pretty. But that's in the past. I'm moving forward. I'm going to have some control, but it's just so easy to click it and have it done and not have to worry about it. And sometimes time is money, but who needs sleep? So yeah, so that's all. And I will see you tomorrow. It's Friday. Have a good night. Bye. Hi there. So I'm back, but it's not Friday and I didn't film yesterday. It was just a long day and so long that I packed up with the kids and I was scooting out the door at contract hours, which is 2:45. And our secretary was like, excuse me, Mrs. Wiswell. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, don't you have bus duty? So I had bus duty. So I basically sat in the cafeteria and waited for the buses. Like, I was not interacting. I was just sitting there. I was done. Done. Halloween's on Monday, and you knew it by the temperature in my classroom on Friday. So I'm curious to what Monday will bring. I don't have a whole lot of academics planned because I don't expect that I'll get anything out of them. So we're doing our pumpkin volcanoes and some STEM activities like build the tallest tower with pumpkins, like catapults. I do have unlock the room, I think it's called. I don't know it's from TPT and from math. So they have to do all the math clues to unlock each of the areas. And then there's like pit stops. If I can figure out 1, how to link it, I will. 2, if I can find it to know who to link, I will. And 3, I'm probably not going to link it if I'm being truthful. But if you search on TPT Halloween unlock, I bet it'll come up. So there's that. But I'm in my classroom right now on a Saturday because that's nothing new, but because I have to make, my kiddos, well, I don't have to, but I want to make my kiddos their Halloween goodie bags and work on some filing and work on prep for next week. I'm out on Friday for a conference for PBIS, which I'm very much looking forward to. And I'm also out the following Monday for a conference on restorative circles. So I love going to conferences. I think I spoke about this in my last video. My district's really supportive of it. It's just so darn hard to be out though. So it's really finding that balance of does the worthiness of the conference outweigh not having me in the classroom? And for these two particular ones, I think that they do. Like, we're embracing PBIS as a district, so I need to get more familiar with it and how to implement it. And as you know, SEL is my jam. So I would love to learn more about restorative circles. I do use that in my classroom, but I don't know that I'm doing it to its full capacity, or, and Monday is free. It's a free all-day conference in Portland, Maine, which I teach in Maine. And it's not far, it's less than an hour drive. Friday's conference is in Augusta, which is more like a 2-hour drive, but that's okay. It's still worth it. And that was almost $300, but like I said, I didn't pay for it. So I just need to do that. I have a great substitute for both days. So not that they're not all great, but she's a retired teacher. So I can kind of leave I can leave more curriculum than maybe I might leave for if I didn't know if I was going to have a sub, or if it was just someone stepping in or whatever. So that is what my plan is for today. I'm going to set everything up to make my goodie bags, and then maybe I'll film a little bit of that, because I just love to spoil my kids. I want them to know that I love them and care about them, and I guess my love language is not gifts, but I like to give gifts. So I don't know. If you know about love languages, let me know what that tells you about me. I'm like more words of affirmation. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And my goal is to keep my classroom as clean as it is right now, so that it will be clean on Friday and Monday. That's a big goal, especially with Halloween and a volcano. Yeah. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Hi there. So it's me again. This is the last time for this vlog. So I ended up having to leave earlier. I got a terrible migraine. I don't even know how I drove home. So I got the bags done, and that was basically it. So I still have grad school work that's due at midnight. It's 7:45 right now. Planning for a sub, survival, Halloween and all. So I'm gonna get to it, but I just wanted to close out this vlog. I almost vlogged every day. I think I'm giving you Saturday footage, so does that count? I'm not sure. I'm a horrible vlogger. But I do love it, and I do think that I'm gonna appreciate having this footage, and I know some of my parents watch it, and it's probably more interesting when they can actually see me teach, which we didn't really do a lot of. Well, I did a lot of teaching this week, but I didn't film a lot of teaching. It's not always conducive. So sometimes I try to get it on there, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. I am going to try to vlog on Monday, not a week in the life, because it's Halloween week and I have a sub on Friday. And but I think I'm going to try to do a little bit of filming on Monday, because we're doing that pumpkin volcano, which could be an epic failure. I've never done it before. Or it could be awesome, like I envision. So with that, I'm going to say toodaloo, and I hope to get this up and edited by Sunday, and hopefully that will be like the course. Like, I'd love to get a video up every Sunday. Yeah, I mean, we can all have hopes and dreams, right? Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.